Alright, check 1, 2 coming through. Hanging with the crew, nothing new. Doing what we gotta do. Alright, whatever. Look at that! It took half a second for the green screen to screw up. Oh no, it only screws up when I go live. It doesn't actually screw up at all when I'm just sitting here by myself. But the moment I go live, look at that! Yep. It did. Now, how the fuck am I gonna clean that up? Alright, because developers of games very rarely think about people promoting their games. By that I mean that when you boot up a game, it's like press any key or whatever, and it's like, oh great, so I can't actually configure any of the settings on my computer because anytime I press something, something will happen in the game. They don't do themselves any favors. Ever. Video capture. Filters. Move filters to the other screen and hope that it doesn't trigger the game. Alright. Ain't nothing filtering out on that. The chroma key's being set up for the VR stuff. Okay, let's drop it down to... Oh! It's a bit sensitive. Okay, let's drop it down to 110, 16. And 106 look good? That'll do for now. 106 will do for now. Alright. Close that. Go back over here. Never normal anymore, is it? Right, I imagine that this is the Subliminal demo. A psychological horror experience. I imagine it's just not going to be frightening at all. You sort of get to a stage where nothing scares you anymore. You might get the odd small jump scare in VR, but not on the flat screen. Shall we find out? It's got that fuzzy audio in the background. I'm streaming from the other PC, so let me just switch monitors a second. Okay. That's running on there. I wonder what the auto stop feature is on OBS. Never used that before. Okay. Adjust slider until just barely until what is just barely visible, and how do I adjust it? Adjust slider until just barely visible. Until what? Until what is just barely visible? Okay, there's something there. Okay. Dev note. As a small team of devs and artists, we've poured our hearts into this project, and we'd love for you to experience Subliminal in as pure of an environment as possible. So if you can, we invite you to darken the room. Pop on some la 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 la. Ooh la la. Pop on some of your best headphones. Thank you for being here. Okay. I can't darken the room because my chroma key will fuck up. And I want to stay on camera for this. I imagine the settings are pretty much at epic anyway. This will probably run in UEVR, but after testing out over 200 games in UEVR, you'll find the list on the website, on the YouTube channel. People have started to say that games are running that are not completely running and not completely compatible. And when something crashes or has to be fucked with regularly, it kind of destroys the immersion within the game. This is just going to be like a VR chat, a highly optimized VR chat world on a flat screen, right? That's what it's going to be like. Oh, begin. I have to click again. Just keep clicking. Okie dokie.
Hello. I imagine you're feeling a tad disoriented, uncertain possibly, like a sock that's lost its pair in the dryer of existence. But not to worry, this is perfectly normal. To start, your name is Caleb, and this vast void of nothingness that we're currently floating in is your mind. It's not always empty, of course. We're just doing a bit of maintenance at the moment. And actually, that's precisely why you're here. I see you've centered your attention on our childhood basement. This is a great start, but not exactly what we're looking for. Our memories here, and their corresponding feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and soul-crushing guilt, are rather inconvenient. So, while I find a way to properly reorient onto our designated path, please find a way to occupy yourself. I'll be back momentarily.
The light switch.
Might I suggest watching some television?
It's a Scottish voice. Alright, there'll be a remote somewhere, right? And to get the remote, I'd have to turn on the light. Does this light switch work? No? Watching some TV. Cable. 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 Aha!
Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes
Why are all the doors locked?
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C.
Okay.
Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush.
That holds a lot of bullets.
Between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because each is 35. Manual brush. Pulse deep between teeth. Dab and drop.
No worries. At 5 and 35 minutes E, lutein, and omega-3.
C. Buttons and get ready to jump in because
I'm sure it's nothing. Here. It seems we unfortunately don't have as much time as I'd hoped. We'll need to pop over to a different, happier memory rather soon. I imagine you're feeling a bit unsettled. But please don't worry. These knocks are just little intrusive thoughts. They're not real in any capacity, only little flickers of our imagination. Ah, and it looks like we're going to play a little precautionary game. Quite a simple one, really. Just listen to the doors on either side of this room, and if one starts to creep open, hurry over and close it. Just a little game of focus. You've got this. Wonderfully done, Caleb. Unfortunately, it appears this memory is still exhibiting signs of unpleasantness, discomfort, and existential dread. So, rather than dealing with all this mess now, why don't we take a stroll around and try to focus on something else? Please follow the illuminated arrows to our alternate destination. Ah, what a lovely painting.
The shallow waterway.
Here we are. Welcome to our memory of the waterworks. I see you've managed to find a rather gloomy corner in this otherwise joy-filled memory. Please immediately disregard whatever feelings cause you to seek this out, and return to the happier parts of this memory. It looks like you've left something on the floor. Ah, Galen, you found it. This is our memory meter. It tracks all those perfect little pockets of joy we experience and stores them for us. The more we explore, the more we focus on all that joy, the more this meter will fill. When the meter's full, well, that means we've successfully re-experienced all the joy that memory has to offer, and we can move on. No need to rush, just keep your eyes open. This joy has always been here. We're simply remembering how to see it. Wonderful. We've got our first few ticks on our memory meter. wonderful choice, Caleb.
Is that it? Oh, that was a disappointment, wasn't it? I mean, the graphics are very nice, but there wasn't really much gameplay there. Oh, I will repeat what I've said many times before. If you're going to release a demo, it has to be at least an hour to draw people in bit by bit. If you're going to release a demo, it's got to be at least an hour. Most people do that in 20 minutes, maybe less. That being said, my name is Gio, I represent the Academy. All things done differently. Be different, be better wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Be good, stay safe, take care, have fun out there. This is on Steam. If you're interested,